Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is a story about a boy called Charlie Bucket. There were 6 people in his family, but none of them were Charlie's brothers or sisters. So, who were they? First, Mr. and Mrs. Bucket, Charlie's mother and father. The other 4 people were Charlie's grandparents. They were so old they stayed in bed all day and never got up. But they did not have much room because they slept in the same bed. Grandpa Joe and Grandma Josephine at one end and Grandpa George and Grandma Georgina at the other. Charlie's family lived in a very small house. It was not easy for them. They were so poor. His mother tried hard to make nice meals, but it was always cabbage or bread or potatoes or more cabbage. Charlie dreamed of eating something else. Most of all, he dreamed of chocolate. In Charlie's town, near his house, there was a chocolate factory. It was the biggest and the most famous chocolate factory in the world. All day long, he could smell that most delicious chocolate smell. If I had just one wish, Charlie thought, I would go inside that factory. Chapter 4, The First Golden Ticket. One day, Grandpa Joe was reading the newspaper. Charlie, listen, 5 golden tickets, each in a bar of Wonka chocolate. Find one and visit the chocolate factory. The next day, Augustus found the first ticket. He was a greedy boy and nobody liked him. The second golden ticket. The next lucky child was Veruca. Her parents bought her thousands of Wonka bars. Veruca couldn't wait to open them. She just lay on the floor, kicked her legs and shouted, "Where is my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket." When at last someone found one, she was happy. Chapter 6, Charlie's birthday. 3 tickets left. Charlie hoped he would be lucky. Every year on his birthday, his family gave him a delicious bar of Wonka chocolate. Perhaps this year it would have a golden ticket inside. How happy Charlie would be. Did he find a golden ticket? What do you think? Chapter 7, The Third Golden Ticket. Poor Charlie, but someone else was much happier. It was Violet who found the third ticket. This girl loved chewing gum. She always had some in her mouth. If anyone found a piece of gum on her or clothes, she just laughed. Grandma Georgina thought she was a horrible child. Chapter 8. The Fourth Golden Ticket. Soon after Charlie's birthday, Grandma Josephine was reading the newspaper. "Listen, a horrible boy called Mike has found a golden ticket." Mike was crazy about television. He watched it all the time. If anyone tried to talk to him, he would shout, "Go away! Can't you see I am watching television?" Chapter 9. Charlie finds some money. A few days later, Charlie was walking home from school. It was a very cold day. Suddenly, he saw something in the snow. It was some money. To Charlie, this meant only one thing: food. "I must give it to my mom," he thought. "But first, perhaps I will." The kind of food Charlie was thinking about was chocolate. In no time at all, he was inside a shop. After buying a bar of Wonka chocolate, he quickly pulled off the paper. What a delicious smell! Then Charlie saw something yellow under the chocolate. He could not believe his eyes. Chapter 11. The Fifth Golden Ticket. A few minutes later, Charlie arrived back home. "I have found it! I have found it!" he shouted. "Found what?" asked his grandparents. "A golden ticket," answered Charlie. "Hooray!" shouted Grandpa Joe. "Hooray!" Then, forgetting where he was, he jumped high in the air. His soup went all over Grandma's Josephine. Chapter 12. The Big Day. At last the day arrived. It was a lovely sunny morning. Hundreds of people were standing outside the famous factory. They were waiting to see the children who were going inside for the day. Stand back, said the policeman as a line of people walked past. Veruca came first, wearing an expensive skirt and a jacket. Next came Mike, dressed like someone in a TV film. Then came Augustus and Violet. All these children had their parents with them, but not Charlie, who was lost in the line. He had Grandpa Joe. Chapter 13. Meet Mr. Willy Wonka. 10 o'clock. Time to begin. But where was Mr. Willy Wonka? Then someone shouted, "That's him!" And so it was. All eyes turned towards the funny little man with his pointed beard. "My dear children," he said, "how do you do? And these are your parents? How nice! Come in. Happy workers! What an amazing place! Inside the factory there were beautiful green fields, trees, flowers and a brown river. "Look, near the waterfall," said Veruca. "Lots of little dolls. Are they people?" "Why, yes they are," said Mr. Wonka. "They are Oompa-Loompas, famous for working, dancing and singing." Chapter 15. Augustus falls in the river. While the Oompa-Loompas sang, Augustus walked down to the river. It must be full of chocolate, he thought. He lay on his stomach to taste it. Delicious. Be careful, you will fall in, shouted Mr. Wonka. Splash! Too late, Augustus was in the river. Then suddenly he was gone. Chapter 16. Down the Chocolate River. Augustus, where is Augustus? I will never see him again, cried his mother. Yes, you will, answered Mr. Wonka. But not now. What a bad boy. It was time to sail down the Chocolate's River. Charlie looked around. Everything in this amazing world was made of sugar. The pink boat was sugar. Chapter 17. The Magic Room. The Oompa-Loompas rowed the boat down a long tunnel. They stopped opposite a door in the wall. This is the most important room in the factory, said Mr. Wonka. Come inside. What a place! Magic sweets of every kind, like green Gobstoppers that never got any smaller in your mouth. Chapter 18. The Great Gum Machine. In the middle of the room was a great big metal machine. It moved up and down, making very loud noise. Clonk, clatter, bang. Suddenly out came something small and flat. It is a chewing gum, Violet shouted. That's right, said Mr. Wonka. The most amazing gum in the world. Chapter 19. Goodbye, Violet. It's magic gum, you see, said Mr. Wonka. This piece tastes of soup, meat, and blueberry pie. Violet put the gum in her mouth. Delicious. Help, cried her mother. She is turning purple and round, said Mr. Wonka. Like blueberry. Oompa-Loompas, take her away. Get the juice out. Chapter 20. The Nut Room. The next stop was the nut room, where hundreds of little animals were opening nuts. I want a little animal, shouted Veruca, trying hard to catch one. But the animals caught her and pushed her down with rubbish. Then down went Veruca's mother. And what happened to her father? Chapter 21. The Great Glass Lift. There were only 5 visitors left now. They were all feeling tired. I want to watch television, said Mike. Fine, Mr. Wonka said. We will take the lift. The machine was as fast as a rocket. It could go up and down and round corners. It was crazy. Chapter 22. The Television Chocolate Room. The visitors stepped out of lift into a brilliant white room. Then they put on dark glasses. "This is where we test our television chocolate," said Mr. Wonka. "What do you mean?" asked Mike. "Well, with a TV camera, we send it to another place. It goes by television." Chapter 23. "Mike, is that you?" "It arrives much smaller. Watch this." 6 Oompa-Loompas put a big piece of chocolate under the camera. Suddenly, it was in the TV. Mike went under the camera. "He is so small," cried Mike's mom. "It's all right," said Mr. Wonka. "The Oompa-Loompas will make him big again." Chapter 24. Where next? Then Mr. Wonka turned on to Charlie and said, "My dear boy, you are the only boy left. Well done. You have won. Step into the lift. Here we go." Charlie was so surprised. "What, I have won?" he thought. "Where are we going?" Chapter 25. The lift flew up into the sky. The people below looked very small. "Look," said Mr. Wonka. "The other children, Augustus at the front, Mike at the back. I am going to give them sweets to take home. But for you, Charlie, something else." The lift was right above Charlie's house. Chapter 26. A big surprise. "Charlie," said Mr. Wonka, "you have owned my factory. It's yours." Charlie could not think. The lift was falling. Crash! "Help!" cried Grandma Josephine. "The end of the world." But it was just the beginning. "We are going to live in Charlie's chocolate factory," said Grandpa Joe. "We will never be hungry again."